Turns out that ADHD, which is rampant right now, is directly tied to breathing. And it's directly tied to sleep apnea and obstructions in the airway, directly. So they've found that these kids who have had their breathing improve, who have used different devices to open their airway, so many of them no longer have the symptoms of ADHD. It's gone. If you think about it, especially for a developing mind, if you are not getting enough oxygen all the time, you're in trouble. You're not going to grow right. Your brain's not going to function right, which is exactly what's happened to these kids. And it's so sad. So there's a whole new science, and they're studying this at Stanford. They're studying it all over the place of airway health. It starts there. Everything else can come after that, but it starts with being able to breathe easily. So it's a long way of saying this mouth taping stuff seems super suspicious till I heard it from these people and until I enlisted in a Stanford experiment for 20 days where I had silicone plugs up my nose, me and another subject, for 10 days, and we analyzed what happened to us just breathing through our mouths, and then we breathed just through our nose, and we used mouth tape for that time. And it was such a huge difference, not only in how we felt, but how we slept, that I was convinced this is the thing to do. And since that study, which was about a year and a half ago, I use this stuff every night. My wife mocks me. I don't care. I absolutely swear by it because she's got a much better developed jaw than me. She doesn't need it. But if you're one of those people who wakes up every night with a dry mouth or you need to urinate throughout the night, that's because you're not entering into states of deep sleep. So by closing your mouth, you are getting 20% more oxygen just by breathing through your nose. And that has a huge difference, especially at night. So it's a long way of saying you have to do it. If you're going to do it, rather, I will correct myself. You have to do it right. Don't use a fat strip of duct tape. Don't go on YouTube. Don't go on the internet. All you need is the teeniest piece of tape, about the size of a postage stamp, in the middle of your lips. It's fine if you can breathe out of the sides of your mouth, because the point of this is to train your mouth to be closed at night. And that's it. It's free. It's open to anyone.
Do you pee less in the night?
So
that's fine.
I do. I know that's a weird phrase. I realized when I said that, I said, "Oh my God, I'm going to have to open this up." So I'll do this in a very brief way. When you do not enter deep stages of sleep, your body does not secrete enough vasopressin, and vasopressin is a hormone that allows us to store water at night. So the reason why animals don't, you look at your dog, or my dog will sleep 10 hours, no problem. She's in very deep sleep because she's releasing this vasopressin. If you have sleep apnea, or if you're snoring, you're constantly waking yourself up, especially with sleep apnea, because you're struggling to breathe. Your oxygen levels go, down to 85, even below that. And you wake up, and you do it again. So we have recordings of us doing this, and it was the most frightening. It sounds like two men being strangled to death, which is exactly what happened when we were mouth breathing. We were being strangled to death on our own bodies. So with that vasopressin release, which happens in deep sleep, you're able to store more water. So I'm not using myself as proof of vasopressin release, nasal breathing, and proof I didn't do it. We didn't check our blood every morning. But that's the science behind it, and this is standard stuff, and it's inarguable. So you want to be able to go into deep sleep. You want those hormones to release, and nasal breathing is, at least for me, has been a wonderful way of doing that and waking up much more refreshed.